because a lot of women say, you know, I can't forgive that or get past it. In different relationships, there are different reasons you would stay or would not stay. If you're married or you're in a very committed relationship, right, and a man cheats, and I'll leave, you know, the other part for later, but if a man cheats on you and you're in love with him, if you can forgive him and you can get past it, then why not keep the relationship? That doesn't automatically mean that the relationship is dead. So yes, you can forgive someone for cheating, because cheating is a forgivable offense. It is. Cheating is a forgivable offense. I will say that till the day I die. It just depends on the relationship and the person.
No, I wasn't able to forgive. I think it took me years before I was able to forgive, especially my son's father. I wasn't able to forgive him. He put me through so much turmoil. I didn't even think there was a such thing as forgiveness. I was still able to be cordial with him and still go on with my life and do things with him, but forgive, no. He hurt me in a lot of reasons of why I used to be the type of woman that I was with other men is because of him. You know, it was hard for me to trust people. It was hard for me to, like, every little thing that someone did, it triggered something that he did, so I took it out on them, you know, and so I wasn't able to forgive him. So it took probably 12, 13 years before I finally did, and that was only because he came to me and apologized. He came to me and apologized for all the things that he did to me. And I accepted it, and even though I kind of still to this day kind of feel like it was bullshit, but I accepted it as what it was, and that kind of helped me a little bit more to kind of move on. I don't forget it, but I forgive him a little bit more than I probably did before, but yeah. That's as far as I can with him. I accept it as what it is.
Let's get back. Were there times where I forgave someone for cheating, and why did I forgive them? There have been times where I have forgiven. I'm laughing because it's not often. I forgave my husband for cheating on me. We weren't married then, we were just dating, but we were in high school, and the reason that I forgave him for cheating was because when I asked him about it, he was honest. I didn't have to look through his phone. It wasn't a situation where I had to, like, do detective work. I asked him about it and he said yes. And it wasn't a forgive overnight thing, but I felt like at least if you can be honest, then we can try to work from that. And also, can I say this on camera? I mean, I don't know how to say it, but I feel like certain men have certain mentality, like certain men from certain walks of life, I'll say, like those who might be from the wrong side of the tracks, especially if they have children with women already, they feel like they can go there anytime because that's their baby's mother. So they don't, some of them don't even consider that cheating because it is their baby's mother. So it's just like, I can always go there and do whatever I do with her, and then it's not really cheating because we have a child together, but it is cheating.
So somebody actually told you that because...
Oh yes, I've had men tell me that. I have had men tell me that. This is just my baby's mother and it's not really cheating because we're always going to have this connection. I've had men come out of their mouths and tell me that. And it didn't end up well, but I have had them tell me that before. You never heard that before? You heard that before.
You want to look at the forgave part on that end of staying with him, then yeah, I forgave him. But I think we have a child, so, and it was hard, and it wasn't even just forgiving him, it was more of the mental and emotional stuff that he put me through. I mean, I'm 16 and I'm with this man that's 3 years older than me, and he's from the city, you know, he's from up north, so they got this kind of slick way about them. But for them to put you through this mental thing of telling you like, oh well, you're 16 and no one's going to ever want you with a child, and this was before all these shows came out. This is when I'm feeling like I'm the only girl out here that's having a baby at a young age, so you have no choice but to stay with this person. As much as I wanted to get away, as much as I knew I shouldn't be here, I felt at the time this is all I had, this is all I know, you know, and that's probably my main reasons why I stayed with him, to try and make it work, because I got to a point where like, damn, I don't think anybody is going to want me. I'm 16 with a child, you know, no one's gonna want me, but he embedded that in my head. So that's how I took it as. I didn't think anybody would want me until I got older and I branched off on my own and I saw a whole nother world without him. And that's when I kind of knew.
Okay. Have I ever cheated on someone? Doo-doo. Yes, I have. I did. I didn't have sex with anyone, but I definitely opened a door that shouldn't have been open. And I developed a very intimate relationship with another man outside of my relationship. So even though there was not the sexual part, I definitely had feelings for him. That door shouldn't have been open anyway. So that is still cheating, period. As far as retaliatory cheating, I would never do that. Because there's nothing that me sleeping with someone else is not going to take the fact back that he just slept with someone else. That's not going to do anything. It's not going to hurt him. What hurts men usually is when their woman is emotionally connected with someone else and is sleeping with them. But I didn't, that emotional part, that's what messed him up. That's what hurt him. But no, I'm not going to cheat because you cheated. I'm not going to have another man all up in here because something you did. That makes no sense. What does that fix? It makes stuff worse. Don't do that. Just don't do it.
Retaliating, cheating, let me go down my timeline. I don't think I have, physically. No, physically I haven't. Emotionally, oh yeah. Going out or whatever, trying to look good, being with somebody else, or I've emotionally cheated on my ex before, on my son's father. I never physically went out and cheated with someone else just to get back at him for cheating on me. Through my timeline of things, I have cheated on before, but it was never for retaliation. I think it was more for emotional because I wasn't getting what I needed from them. It wasn't really about just picking them. When it comes to women, you form relationships. That's kind of the difference between men and women. I don't just go out and cheat with Tom, Dick, and Harry just for the hell of it. You emotionally get involved with that person first. You have conversations with them, you enjoy talking to them, and you bond, and that's where I think where women come from when they go out to cheat. Now, the ones that do just go out, and that's a whole nother breed of women. But for me, I know it has to be emotional. I can't just up and go cheat with somebody. If it's emotional, and I know I'm not getting what I need or deserve, yeah, I'm going to go find something else. And more likely, it's not like a cheating of I'm living these two different worlds. I probably will cheat and then leave your ass. It's not like I'm going to stay with you while I'm cheating. I can't do that. I don't have the time for that. But I will cheat on your ass and then dump your ass after that. But I've probably done that once, though. I don't do that. That ain't my forte, really. Only because I'm more of a relationship girl.
I did cheat on my husband. Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing because it's not funny. I did cheat on my husband. We weren't, like I said before, we weren't married back when he cheated on me, but we got married, and this was years later. But it wasn't a retaliation thing. We just grew apart. Long story. Do you want me to get into all that? I don't have to get into all that if you don't want me to. But it wasn't a retaliation thing. I cheated because we were in a different space and things were really messy at home. But I have cheated. I didn't feel good about it. It was not a good thing to do, and I do regret it, but I have done that. He just wasn't doing what he needed to do. He didn't want to work. He did not want to be a father, and I just was at the point where I was fed up. But it wasn't, and I'm not excusing it, it wasn't just an out of the blue thing. I did sit him down and have a conversation with him. Of course, I didn't say, I'm about to start cheating on you, but I did let him know that I wasn't happy, and I did ask him to fix some things. And after a few months, he showed me that he wasn't willing to fix the things, and it wasn't premeditated. It just kind of happened. But because things weren't where they needed to be at home, I was weak and susceptible to allowing it to happen.
So was it a person that you knew? Or
it was my boss from work. And yeah, but that's what I said. It was a weak situation because we were working together, and I was kind of venting to him about what my husband wasn't doing, and he kind of, you know how you men do, he kind of, you know, slipped his way in with the, he should be doing this and he should be doing that, and I fell for it.
Was the boss married too?
Yes, he was.
So what
His
happened?
wife, you're asking what happened, like when it was over? I mean, they're still together. So, I mean, but from what she told me, this wasn't the first time that he had done it. But they have, you know, quite a few children together. So I guess it's easier for her to just stay.
Hey.
I started talking to her because, like I said, we were working together. And at the facility, I won't say their name, but at the facility, they allowed managers to have a residence above the facility as long as they worked there. And so, oh my gosh, this is gonna make me sound so terrible. So they lived right upstairs from where we worked. And so, you know, women aren't dumb, we know. And he was a flirty guy. And I don't like that. I'm very territorial, I'm sorry. So there would be instances where we would have customers come in and they would get a little flirty. And one time she kind of caught me going off on one of the customers for flirting with him. And so her next thing was, why do you care? Because it's not your husband. So you shouldn't be so upset. And then it just kind of snowballed from there and it all came out. She was angry with me, but from what I got from it, like I said, this wasn't his first time doing this, and she kind of was, I mean, she was upset, but it wasn't his first time, and so I guess for them, this is just something that she's used to. Oh, no, we don't talk. Oh, gosh, this is... after my husband found out, he came to the location, and there was a physical altercation between my husband and I and my boss and I, and weapons were drawn and things like that. And so we just, you know, that was it. Because at that time, like after the affair was over, I did still want to make it work with my husband. So we were like not communicating, but my husband was still upset, and so he came up there and showed his ass. And so after that, it was over.
I think there are several reasons why men cheat. There are different type of breeds of cheaters. You have that one guy that he's been in that relationship and he loved that girl to the fullest and he just does everything for her, and that's just the one he want to be with, and then she does him dirty. So he doesn't want to get hurt. So what he does is he retaliates and he forms this whole nother person, puts this wall up so he doesn't have to get hurt anymore, and he started going out and doing girls dirty, and it only falls back because of what he's dealt with before. Then you have these playboys that are out here that just want to keep up with the Joneses because they think it's cute and they think it's cool, or want to go back and just have something to say to their friends because they think, oh gosh, I wish I could be that dude that's getting all the girls and stuff, but at the end of the day he really looking like a fool. But he's only just doing it for fun. Then you just got some guys that's just all they know, and that's what they're used to. They enjoy the incitement of it. They like to get caught, because you do have guys that like to get caught and will still continue to do what they do regardless of how many girls they hurt. They don't care. That's just their lifestyle. That's what they're used to. You got some men that's not used to seeing anything stable in their life. All they see is just a bunch of women, and that's why they can't help it. I don't think men emotionally cheat. I think it's always physical when it comes to them. I don't think it's emotional at all, but there's just several different men out here why they cheat.
What? Okay, I didn't say all men cheat. That's all. I'm just gonna leave that part there. Okay, no. There's plenty of reasons men cheat. But I think the number one in my head, because there's a lot, the number one is opportunity. Listen, men are as faithful as their opportunities. If you're going to have a man in the room and he thinks his woman is not going to find out, really? I just think that's like the number one reason, period. Yeah, the opportunity presented itself. He was like, my girl's never going to find out. What's the harm in it? No harm, no foul. Another reason, like this whole side chick thing, you know, it's popular to cheat and things like that. The side chick usually is for peace. P-E-A-C-E. Side piece, side piece. You feel me? Whatever's going on at home is, his responsibility and real life. But then the side piece is just the fun, right? She don't ask him no questions. She don't ask him to pay no bills, and you just break them off and she can go about her business. There's like there's a separation there. So that's another reason. I believe a lot of insecurities play into men cheating too. If you insecure in your relationship and you think she's out there doing something, you're like, no, I ain't, that she about to play me. I'm about to get me some, what she doing. I don't know why y'all be thinking that, because half the time, he ain't doing nothing. That's just me. Okay, let me not speak for every other woman out there. I don't know. And then, here's the thing. People cheat because they want to. He wanted to. Period. It's nothing to do with, oh, he don't love me, and he can love you with all his heart. And if he wants to have sex with somebody else, out of sight, out of mind, you was somewhere else, he wanted to do it. Period. That's it. You beat yourself up over about it. Why did you do that to me? He wasn't thinking about you. Apparently. He can love you with all his heart and still cheat. Does not matter. You either want to or you don't. You either do or you don't. Everybody has a choice.
All men cheat.
Why do I believe all men cheat? Because they do. I'm sorry. I feel like there are so many answers to that question. I feel like they cheat now because they can get away with it. We've come up with side chick and side bitch, and there are terms for it. Women are cool with it. So I feel like now that's why they do it. But they've been doing it since the beginning of time, I'm guessing. But I feel like there are many different reasons. Some cheat because they're not getting it at home. But I feel like that's not even the excuse anymore, because you have these women that, like, what's her name off of that show? The one you can't understand what she's saying. You have Jocelyn Hernandez, and you cannot tell me that she is not sitting on it, spinning on it, twirling on it, sucking it from the back. Can I say that? I'm sorry. You can't not, I mean, I'm sorry, not to be blunt, but you can't tell me that she's not doing whatever Stevie could come up with. I mean, they have multiple women in their bed, and he still, cheats on her. So I feel like that's not the only, I feel like women are simple and basic in that sense when we say, oh, they're just doing it for sex. Some of them do, but some of them don't. And I feel like you might have a woman at home that is screwing your brains out 4 or 5 times a day, but there's no intimacy there. You want Shaniqua because Shaniqua likes to cuddle and light candles, so you'll go over there with her. Maybe you like Brenda because Brenda can cook. Like, they look for different things, and they find a woman that will meet each one of those needs, I feel.
Yep, I do. I don't hold anything past any man. Even if they don't physically cheat, I do think they try to play the field to see what they can do. That's emotional. I have been through that before. I think emotional is worse, but I do think all men cheat if they will have the chance. If you gave them that card, like, here, babe, you can go cheat, or here you go, you can go cheat, they're going to take it. I don't see too many men that aren't. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or whatever, but shit, there are preachers out here that cheat. Like, nobody out here is perfect. Everybody is human at the end of the day. Everybody has feelings, emotional. You have connections with people. It is what it is. So many people try to cover up that they're perfect, but you're not. No one's perfect. We all have that urge to, even if you don't physically do it, we all have the urge of wanting to, or we thought about it. Some of us even gotten far, like, just seeing what the next girl may have said, just to kind of see if we can, So yeah, I do think they will. Given the opportunity, in the beginning, I will say, if given the opportunity, I do think he would have cheated on me. I have been through things with him where, and this is only because, and this is why I say no man is perfect. And if you can accept that person, a woman, for who the hell they are, at the end of the day, they're a keeper. Because it's hard to find someone that's 90% perfect. You may get 85 or 75, but it's hard. But anywho, in the beginning of our relationship, and knowing his background, because my boyfriend's a basketball player, he's dealt with women. I know plenty of stories with him. He's a legendary back home. He's got girls all day and still got girls all day trying to. So living this basketball world is not easy. And I have dealt with my fair share of girl in his inboxes, because yes, I do have the passcodes to everything. And I have found girls or him trying to downgrade my relationship with him. But what I think makes us strong today, and why this shit ain't even happening anymore, is because the type of woman that I am, and I have proven that I'm a good woman. You fuck up with me, shit, you ain't gonna get nothing better, because you've already dealt with so many thoughts and so many fucked up chicks. Trust me, you're not gonna get better than this right now. I mean, not saying there's not nobody better, but you're not. That's just how I personally feel at the end of the day. But in the beginning, if he had that opportunity, I do think he would have took it. You have to change yourself at the end of the day. And when you get to a point where you know what you want and you don't want particular things anymore, and you have something stable and good at home, that lifestyle anymore isn't worth it. And I'm not going to say he may not be able to find it somewhere else, because he can probably find it somewhere else. But do I know that I'm one of the ones that, one of his first, that he's really had a really good stable relationship? Yes. And he hasn't really had to deal with a lot of that stuff. But you don't want to mess that up over some chick that won't be here the next day or the next week. Like, I don't, yeah, quality is very important all day. And he has a quality type female at home. You know, I'm that ride or die chick, driven. I know what type of woman I am, and yeah, I do think is the quality at the end of the day over quantity. I mean, I think he's been through so much to the point where he's lived that lifestyle and he's just kind of done with it. And thank God I am that one that I'm probably, out of all the girls he's dealt with, I'm the only one that has never had to deal with what other girls dealt with in his past.
Okay, see, being a single woman and being beautiful, that kind of presents a challenge in and of itself, because, you know, men either don't come to you, or they think you're stuck up so they don't approach you. It's a lot of reasons why, but I honestly am not going to put up with certain things in a relationship, because if I'm not putting up with the cheating, you know, I feel like this, if you're not ready for all of this and just all of this by itself, then that's fine, right? But here's the thing: loving somebody unconditionally is loving them through a lot of problems, you know. And I'm not saying, before anybody said, oh yeah, you can cheat on Melody, she'll forgive you. No, that's not what I'm saying. However, cheating is a forgivable offense. I will forgive you if I'm in love with you. It depends on the situation. So why do I not have my happily ever after? Because I have not found a man on the same level that I am on. He still wants to play games. He still wants to be promiscuous. And if that's where you are in your life, I'm fine with that. Just don't bring it over here, because I'm not with that. You know what I mean? So I want somebody who wants me and I want them equally. And that's it. You know, I'm just not going to do the whole promiscuous thing. So if I'm not your piece, you can leave. I want to be your piece. That's where home, this is your piece right here. So if you have to do that, then that's fine. I just, at this point, and I'm 30 years old, I know what I want. And I want a man that knows what he wants. But I don't believe, okay, let me say this, because the whole all men cheat thing, I don't know if, I'm not going to say that all men cheat in every relationship. Okay? Because there's going to be a point, you know how women try to change men, or, you know, think, oh, I'm going to take him from his cheating ways, or I'm going to make him settle down. You can't. They have to want to do that on their own, right? So all men don't cheat in all relationships. He can cheat in every relationship up until you, and you can make him say, okay, well, hold on, I'm good with her. Like, I'm done, you know, with that. You never know. So do all men cheat? I'm going to say no. They definitely don't cheat in every relationship. Do believe that. But I'm single because I haven't found somebody that's on the same page as me.
I would say thank you. I would say thank you for making me into the woman that I am. Thank you for showing me what I don't need so I know what I do need. I think if I didn't go through the things that I went through with his ass, I don't think I would still kind of to this day know what I would truly want in a man. And I know all the characters that he possessed and everything that he did is nowhere near what I want. And even to this day, I sit back and think like, what the fuck was wrong with you? Why do you wouldn't even date him today? So why the hell did you date him then? But I was young. But I do think we go through things for a reason, so I appreciate going through it. I don't think I could have said that 10 years ago, but today I was just telling him thank you. I appreciate it because now I have a good man, and I don't have to deal with the shit that you put me through, basically. So thanks. Kudos. I appreciate you for that.
How do I find my happily ever after? I honestly don't know because I haven't found it yet. I am currently going through a divorce. So I will be happy when that is done. But I just, like I said, I'm a spiritual person and I do believe in God and I believe he gives you what he promised you, but he also will not give you more than what you can bear. So maybe, I don't know. I don't even know how to answer it because I feel like you don't know what happiness is until you found it. And when you find it, then you know that you have it. But until then, you're just searching for this thing or this image or this concept, and you don't even know what it is until you have it, and then you feel it. Then you know you're happy.